So, welcome to my tutorial on how to configure Cisco IP phones for SIM-less communication. In this video, I will guide you through the process of setting up two Cisco IP phones to make call each other. We're gonna install Dynamims Dynagen. So to install Dynamims Dynagen, you're gonna enter this command sudo apt install Dynagen. Yeah, because I already installed it, so nothing changed. Now we create the directory for Dynamims router to store their configuration with this command home, my name, and router. But I already create this directory, so I'm just gonna enter it. Once you enter the directory, you have to create your Dynagen config file. You can use any name. Nano to config I can name it myrouter.conf. Okay, it will prompt you this command line interface. So here's your commands to configure router.
And I will explain each of them. The auto start equals fail, which means that the emulation should not be start automatically when Dynagen is launched. And this one is the connection information for the Dynamim server, which is on the locate machine, which this IP address and the port 2000. The working directory, UDP port to communicate between Dynamim and Dynagen. 7200 is the configuration of Cisco 7200 series routers. The image is the iOS image file that the emulator will use for Cisco router. This 0, which you can download from internet. This 0 equal to 2056 is the size of the disk 0 storage. This one is the process calibration value. This one is the beginning of the section for configuring an instance of the router named R1. The modem, console, AOX, AUX. This three line, you can delete it. F00 is fast Ethernet 00 interface of the emulated router. To use the TAP interface name, you can change it to name TAP3. We're gonna using router 3. TAP3. This one is just for coordinate position. Okay. Because we're gonna config two routers, so I'm just gonna copy the configuration of router 3 and put them here. We only need to change some number, like this router, change the number to number 4, change the console to 4. This one change to 3. And the tap interface change to 4. And there you go for two routers.
After that, you need to save it. So after save it, you can check your configuration. Okay, it's there. So next step is start your Dynamim server. So Dynamim sudo image. Okay, it started. So the Dynamim server is started. Let's open a new tab. So on this tab, you should Dynagen your configuration file you just create. So Dynagen my router. Oh, sorry. Seems like I didn't change the router working directory. Okay, should be fine now. we good. So after you dynagen into the config, you should start your R3 console, R3, start your R4 console, R4. After that, you open a new tab here. Okay, so now you need to bridge your router to your LAN using this command, these command. Bridge 0, tab 3. Bridge 0 is a topology for you to easy to understand. The number is not the same, but
here's my router. Here's a tab interface is created, and the bridge 0 is like interface to connect between the real Internet 0 of the Linux virtual machine to the router. And this Ethernet 0 will directly connect to the debug virtual switch to connect to the Windows virtual machine and the Cisco IP phone. So the next one is to make the interface tab 3 interface go up, turn on the interface, and do the same thing with the tab 4.
Okay, so now you can telnet to your routers. Okay, do the same thing with the router 4. Okay, so there you have your router simulation.
So now I need to, for easier for me, I need to configure the host name. So this one is router 3, and at the telnet, this one will be router 4. Okay, so after the host name, you can configure your interface, which is in fast internet 00, and put the IP address in. My IP address will be 192.168.56.10 with a /24. No shut. Do the same with all 4. Just change the IP address. 192.168.56.11. No shut. Okay, so after you configure the interface, you should do this. Put this WR command to save your configuration. Okay. For test connectivity, you should be able to ping your router 4 from here. So 11. Yep, the connection is fine.
Okay, so after we have the connection, we go to telephony service, which is the configuration for telephone. We're gonna set this router to contain maximum 2 earphones. The IP source address, we put the address of this router, and port gonna be port 2000. And the maximum number is 25. This is a system message. You can put it or not. Create the CNF files. Okay, so after done that, we create the first number, which is ephone DN. I'm gonna put this number 7810. And now we're gonna configure the phone. So this phone, we're gonna need the MAC address of the physical phone. So I'm gonna go into the Windows VM to find the MAC address of this phone. So this one is the MAC address. I'm gonna put this MAC address into ePhone 1. So after that, we're gonna put this button we just create into button 2. The first number before the double colon is a physical button. So we're gonna create a dial here. We name it 7000. We're gonna use voice over IP. The destination pattern is gonna be 7 ... which is so basically 7 ... is the first number is 7 and the next 3 numbers is a random, as long as they only 4 numbers. So the session target, we should put the router 4 IP address. Oh, remove the space between the double colon. Okay, so now we turn it to router 4. Do exact the same thing with the thing we just did on router 3. So first thing first is we configure the max ePhone, the IP source as thread. This time put the IP address of the router 4, port 2000. Max number is still 25. Again, the system message is optional, you can put it or not. Create CNF files. So now we configure the first number. This time I'm gonna put the number is seven, 9, 10. So now we gonna configure the phone. We're gonna need a MAC address. This time I'm gonna put the second virtual machine, the second window virtual machine. And use this MAC address as the second phone. Okay, so after the MAC address, I'm gonna put a button in there. I'm gonna create the button using the first phone number. And now I'm gonna configure dial here. The destination pattern is the same, but the session target, we should use the IP address of the router 3. Okay, so we're done with the routers. Now we need to put the TFTP server IP address of the physical IP phone into the two routers. So we change the TFTP IP address into the routers that we just created. So this one is router 4. This one is using router 3, and this phone gonna use the router 4. Yeah, change that to using the default setting, the TFTP. So you see the second phone already updated, and you can see the second button is 7910 and the message there. Yeah, and the first phone is work too. Now we just need to test if they can call each other. Okay, so they can call each other. Okay, that's how you. Okay.